So thank you for joining me again. What we want to do today is just familiarize ourselves with Linux and just how to navigate, like I said, this big folder. Okay, so essentially get used to the commands, and our commands is just like our mouse. Once we know how to use the mouse on the Windows, if we're able to use our commands and we know what the commands are for and how to use them, then we'll be able to navigate ourselves in Linux. And the key thing is to remember, as a cloud engineer, your job is not to know everything about Linux and the operating system. Okay, it's just an operating system to store files, folders, documents, manage them and stuff like this. Okay, the only thing you need to do is you need to be able to access these files and folders, in some cases manage them, and be able to find or view certain logs and information within these files or folders. So always try to keep this in mind. Don't overcomplicate it. We're going to try and learn these commands bit by bit and just get comfortable using them on a daily basis. One of the best things to do is just use a cheat sheet. Okay, so if you go online or to Google, just write Linux cheat sheet. So for me, I went to Google and typed in Linux commands cheat sheet, and it's come up with this. The first link I got was hostinger.com. They have a list of commands that anybody or any beginner using Linux should know. And it's quite good that this is like the basics and the foundations of Linux, and especially as beginners to cloud engineering, I think this is sufficient for us to know. So as it relates to this navigating the file and the folder, so we have the ls command, which is to list the contents of a directory, pwd to check what file or folder we're in, so what directory we're in, cd, this is to change our folders. We're going to see us using this today to search for a file and its path, and then the find command to find a file within the current directory. Okay, so and another thing is what's good as well is it will tell you, so if you click on this here, it will show you how to use the ls command. So you use the ls and then you use the options and then the directory or path. Okay, so you can write ls, and if you want to write an option. So options are just extra things that you can do when looking for the items within the file. So yeah, maybe you want to see the permissions of the files within your folder, then you will write an option for that, and then you would write the path of the folder that you're looking into. You're trying to list its files. Like I mentioned before, when we always sign in, we are in our user folder. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, let's get to the root file. So we're going to do cd /. So now we are in our root folder, and we can type clear just to keep everything nice and clean and tidy. So if we do ls, so when we say ls by itself, it will list all the content within the file that you're in. So we're in the root, the biggest folder. Okay, this is the beginning. So we're here now, and then we're going to list all the items within the root folder, and we can see that we have bin, boot, dev, home, and a bunch of different files and folders. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go to the home file. So what we're going to do is we're going to write cd. So cd means change directory. So I'm going to click on home now, because I can see home here, it's in my file. Now I just need to click on it. So instead of clicking, I'm going to write cd, then I'm going to go home. Now I'm in my home file. Okay, I'm in my home file, so let's see what's in here. Okay, we don't want to go in blind, we want to see what we have in home. So we're going to write ls like that. Okay, sorry, we can clear screen. Let's do ls again. So ls, and it shows us we have the cloud.done file. So let's go to cloud.done. So cd cloud.done. Nice. So now we are in our user folder like we was in the beginning. Okay, so this is how we get to cloud.done. Now there's a way, instead of us going from folder to folder, there's a way to just go directly to the folder. If you know exactly what folder you want to go to, there's a way to get to it straight away without having to click from folder to folder to not folder and then, you know, work your way through. It would just take a very long time. So the way to do that is by using something called the full path. Okay, so we know that our user cloud.done folder is within the home file and the home folder, and the home folder is inside the root folder. Okay, so the root is the beginning, then it goes into the home, and from home we can get into the cloud.done folder. So if we go back to the root folder, cd /, so let's do clear, and then we do ls, we can see that we are in our root folder. So instead of us going cd home and then going cd cloud.done, we can just give it the full path. Okay, we just do cd / is our root, and we say cd home, that's our next folder, / okay, and then cloud.done. And with that, we've gone straight into cloud.done. We've given it the full path. Okay, this is the full path. So being able to use a full path, it gives us quicker access and allows us to go into another folder, and say a folder could be, you know, very deep within the file system in the hierarchy. It could be 10 folders within, you know, 10 folders down. We can give it the full path instead of us having to change directory, go in cd again, cd, you have to do cd like 9 times before you can even get to your folder. Rather just cd once, and then you can just give it the full path and go straight to that folder that you're trying to get into. And we can do this in reverse as well. So if we're here, cd, okay, and we're trying to get to home, so we can go cd, and where is home? Home is under, home is within the root folder, so we're going to go cd / home. Now we're in the home folder. Okay, and if we want to get back to the root, then we just do cd / and now we're in our root. Okay, so that is the full path. So if we clear this now, let's go down to our cloud.done. So we're going to give it a full path, cd / home / cloud.done. Okay, clear. All right, now we're going to do something else. So instead of the full path, now there's something called the relative path, and I think it's best to just show you rather than explain what the relative path is. Okay, so the relative path say we want to go back to home, okay, we would give it the full path, cd/home. cd/home will take us back to home, correct? Okay, so if we want to go to cloud done now, cd cloud done, we go back into cloud done. Okay, let's clear this. Instead of writing home, okay, there's an abbreviation, okay, and this abbreviation is in the form of dots. So cd dot, that is our folder that we're in right now, okay? So when we say cd dot, it hasn't changed, we're in our folder, okay? It's just like clicking in your folder again. However, if you want to go back, okay, you want to do like, it's like clicking backspace when you're trying to get out of your folder, okay? Instead of writing cd /home, we can just do cd, okay, and then we do dot dot. Now we're back home. If we want to go back another, if we want to go back to the root, then we do cd dot dot again, and now we're back in the root. And if we do cd dot dot dot, we can't go back anymore because we're at the root now, okay, we're at the top. So the dots, it's the relative path. It shows you how far back you want to go. It tells the system, or it tells Linux, how far back you want to go in the big folder or in the file system, okay? So let's go to back to cloud, and this only works if you're going backwards, okay? You can't do this going forward. So you can't go cd, for instance, dot dot, because all it's saying go backwards, so it doesn't understand. It doesn't know. You can't go cd dot dot and you're trying to go forward. No, it only goes backwards. Okay, so let's go forward using the full path. So we're going to go to cloud done, so cd /home /cloud done. Okay, now what we want to do is go back to root, okay, from cloud done. So we're going to skip home and we're going to go back to the root. What we're going to do is we're going to go cd dot dot, so that takes us to home. Then we need to do /, okay, and then we do another dot dot, okay, so that takes us to the root, because once we get here, we're in home, okay. This separates the folders, so this is a new folder now. This is, and then we do 2 more dots, and now we're going to go back to the root, and here we go. Now we are in our root folder. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer it. Thank you again, and I'll see you for the next video.